Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Codeman Movies. As promised, my last video, I'm going to have this second video up. So, yeah, guys, doing two videos. I'm going to try to do two videos every week. I'm sure there's something I can talk about. Oh, and Chester's coming into frame. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. How you doing? How you doing? Chester's a good boy. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to try to do two per week. I have 3 days off a week now. I should be able to do two. Plenty of stuff in the world for me to talk about. So many things that I've been watching and such like that there's no reason I shouldn't be putting two videos up in a week. So, yeah, we're going to talk about some movies today, guys. I just farted, excuse me. That was probably gross. Beer I'm drinking is a Mior Vida. It's from the Brewing Project in Eau Claire, where I used to live, and it's in a Mexican-style lager with orange blossom and honey. I only have 2 Brewing Project beers left, so I'm getting sad. But I will be heading back to Wisconsin probably in July, so I can probably get some more there. But anyways, guys, let's start talking about movies because I have a lot to talk about. Yes, Mr. Chester, how are you? Yes. And Mr. Chester's probably going to just like sit here or be in the video like the entire time because he is attached to me at the hip. I kid you not. I go to the bathroom and this guy just tries coming in. Like, he wants to be around me 24/7. Just nonstop. That's all he wants to do. He wants to be with me, which is fine because I love him. I really do. What's my password for this? Figured it out. I apologize. So yeah, guys, let's just get right to it. Let's start talking about movies here. Where's all my? Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, there we go. All right. Whew, all right, guys. Let's just get going. I apologize, guys. Things are already going crazy. So first movie. I saw this actually weeks ago, guys. I'm so behind, but this movie. But I'm a cheerleader. This was a movie we watched for film club. It was a LGB. I can never remember it. LGBTQ plus a gay film. Basically, this girl realizes she's gay and is sent to a camp to become straight. This is a very LGBTQ plus movie. There we go. This is a very interesting, quirky 90s comedy. I did find myself laughing quite a bit throughout this movie. A lot of quite funny, very funny moments in this movie. It's very silly, it's very over the top, but it's a good movie, very fun-hearted, very, very funny. Like I said, and I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I wanted to make sure it's going. Yeah, I really did just enjoy it. It's nothing spectacular. The story is simple enough, and I would say some of the jokes maybe don't hold up for today's standards, might be considered insulting or something like that. But for the most part, the comedy in this really held up, and it was just funny, ridiculous, kind of over the top kind of comedy. That still kind of had a lot of heart, though. I I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I was going to, I guess. But again, I think this movie kind of works. I don't have too much to say about this one. At the end of the day, it is just kind of this stupid, dumb comedy. There's a lot of dumb stuff that happens here. Stuff that is funny, though. A lot of dumb, fun, funny stuff. And it's hard to kind of critique a movie like that, I guess. This is just a good, fun movie. If it's a rainy day, this would be one I'd put on again, honestly. It is an enjoyable movie. Is it anything spectacular? No. Is the acting anything incredible? No. Is cinematography anything incredible? No. But it's a 90s fun, quirky little movie, and it was quite enjoyable. I'll give this one a 6 out of 10. Again, nothing amazing, but when I watch it again, yeah, it was quite funny, and I laughed quite a bit. So, an enjoyable comedy, honestly. And you know what? I'm going up from here. I take that back. I take my score back. I'm going to go 7 out of 10 on this one. This is a comedy. It set out to do what it was supposed to do. I laughed quite a bit. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for But I'm a Cheerleader. Piggy. This was a movie that I had heard about and never got around to watching. I believe it came out last year. And I believe it's a Mexican film. I can't remember. I believe it's all in Spanish. This is a very interesting movie. I just did not expect this movie to be what exactly it kind of was. Basically, this girl is being made fun of for her weight, and things go from there. You can just kind of tell from this poster that things get bloody. This is a very bloody, gory movie by the end of it. Throughout the movie, it's not necessarily bloody, but it's a very intense movie. Um, it's kind of a very interesting idea for a horror movie. It's very simple. This is something that could happen in real life. You know, someone's just getting made fun of for their weight, and it's kind of like the Killing Joke comic for Batman. You know, just one bad day can turn someone, and that's kind of what this movie was, and I really liked that. It has some really great themes to it as well, with what I just said. Wonderful idea of just what one thing that is said to someone can do and how harmful it can be. I really did like that. It's a little bit different than what would happen in real life, obviously, but still, it's just this idea of one thing that you say to someone could just destroy them, and it's just really interesting in that sense. Let's see what else we got here. Like I said, it's a Spanish-speaking film. It is very gory by the end of the movie. Is this even on? Yes, it is. Okay, very gory by the end of the movie, and I was not expecting it to be as gory as it did get, but it is gory. Um, it is a very interesting watch. If you like horror movies, this isn't a full-fledged horror movie really until the end, in my opinion. There's a lot more thrilling kind of stuff and the drama kind of stuff towards the beginning. But if you do kind of like that kind of a horror movie, this might be one for you to watch. It is a foreign film, though, so you have to be able to read subtitles. To me, that's not a big deal anymore. I know not everyone agrees with me on that, but solid made film. I really did enjoy this one. Uh, in technical aspects, it was great. It was well directed, all that fun jazz. I will say maybe the pacing at times wasn't the greatest. There are some cheesy moments, some acting that's not always the best, but for the most part, this movie does really great with what it has. I'll give this movie a 7 out of 10, same as the last movie. It is just a really good, solid movie, and I had a blast watching it. Next up, guys, Looper, another movie we watched for Film Club. This is a time travel themed week, and I remember seeing this back in 2012 in theaters, and I remember coming out thinking about it. Like, I couldn't say if I liked it or disliked it necessarily. There was so much for me to think about with this one. And it was really interesting watching this in Film Club because there were some members of the group who had not seen it and were going through what I had gone through when I was watching the movie for the first time. And it was kind of fun to be able to tell everyone in the group, just keep watching. Stop questioning things, just watch. This is a movie where you're going to have a lot of questions. And by the end, they will be answered. You just have to stop asking them and keep watching. All questions save for the end. And that's part of the reason why I do enjoy this movie. I love this movie. It is such a fantastic watch. Rewatching this every time, it is just so great. Written and directed by Rian Johnson. I mean, fantastic. It's insane that Rian Johnson's gone from this to like Knives Out and Glass Onion. He's had such an interesting career, and I love that about his career. But I will say this: for the first time watching this movie, it can be very jarring. This is a good movie to rewatch, not because you're going to be confused by it by the end. I think you're going to understand everything by the end of the movie. But watching it again, you pick up on the things and you stop questioning things. You just watch it, and it's such a good watch. I really do enjoy this movie. Um, if you don't know the plot of this movie, basically, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is a what do you call him? Assassin, I guess. Not really an assassin. Basically, bad guys from the future send back other people to the past, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character kills those people. And Bruce Willis is his future self, ends up coming back. He doesn't kill him, and things go from there. So Bruce Willis is Joseph Gordon-Levitt just in the future. If that made any sense. It sounds like a confusing movie. It's really not. This is a very simple movie at the end of the day. And it is so well done. For as little of a budget that this movie had, it looks like a big, expensive movie, really. And I love that. They did such great work on Joseph Gordon-Levitt's face, the prosthetics. They were talking in film group how it looked CGI. I just don't see this. It looks so very real and perfect to me. People thought it was distracting in film club, though. I I don't see that at all. I think it looks fantastic. There is a scene between Bruce Willis and Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, well, same character, in a diner where they're just talking. It is such a great, fantastic, tense scene. I absolutely love that scene. The acting is just amazing. All the technical aspects are great. Like I said, this film didn't have that big of a budget. I think it had like a $30 million budget or something like that. So nothing huge. It didn't have a $150 million budget. But there are things, there's like a futuristic kind of like motorcycles and cars and stuff that look like it is a $150 million movie. And I did enjoy that aspect of it. It just looks fantastic for the budget that it had. I would say the biggest negative of this movie would just be that there is this telekinesis kind of thing that is introduced in the beginning of the movie, and then it's forgotten about, and then it comes at the end, and it's very important by the end. It doesn't really need to be in there, in my opinion. It just, by the end of the movie, it just feels very unnecessary, and it just comes back to come back, really. It's kind of forgotten about, really, honestly, is what it is. I also think there's some things that happen in this movie that are just a bit too convenient and just kind of happen very quickly and easily. And some things just happen for no reason almost. It doesn't really need to happen in order for the plot to continue going forward. But other than that, guys, this movie is fantastic. I love the sci-fi elements. And I'm not even a big science fiction guy, but I love the science fiction elements in this movie. I love the time travel in this movie. I love the explanation of everything in this movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Bruce Willis, Emily Blunt, all fantastic in this movie. Just such a solid movie. I'm so glad we watched this for Film Club. It is such a great movie. I'm going to give this one 8 out of 10. Absolutely love this movie. How are we doing here, guys? Are we still even on? Am I just talking to myself at this point? Hey, we're still going. That's good. Hi. Okay, good. All right, guys. Next up, Zombieland. I remember watching this movie for the first time in 2013, and I hated it. I absolutely hated this movie the first time I watched it. And I think I've watched it maybe 4 or 5 times since. It is a movie that I find myself watching every 3, 4, 5 years. It's a short and sweet movie. I think that's part of it. There is some great comedic moments of this movie. And this movie is just kind of a lot of fun. It's simple and it's fun. I like that. I hate Jesse Eisenberg as an actor. I really do. I can't stand him. I don't know what it is about him. He just annoys me. He really does. And I do not like him in this movie. Part of the reason why I did not like the movie the first time, I think, is just I did not like his character. I found him so annoying. And just annoying like Jesse Eisenberg is. I don't know. I find Jesse Eisenberg so annoying. Woody Harrelson, absolutely fantastic. Emma Stone, absolutely fantastic. Abigail Breslin, absolutely fantastic. So I love a lot of things about this movie. Do not like Jesse Eisenberg's character. I cannot stand him in this movie for some reason. I love that Woody Harrelson's character, Tallahassee, is just looking for Twinkies. Like, that's all he wants in life now. Like, he's survived the zombie apocalypse so far, and all he cares about is damn Twinkies. I absolutely love that. And Emma Stone and Abigail Breslin's character, they just want to go to an amusement park. I love that too. I love what the characters want in this movie. They just want these simple things in this zombie apocalypse. I love that. I also think the chemistry between Abigail and Emma is absolutely fantastic. You really buy them as the sisters that are very close. Let's see what else. And at the end of the day, there's nothing spectacular going on here. It's kind of a simple road trip movie, really. At the end of the day, I do like a lot of the comedy in it, though. I do like Jesse Eisenberg's character's rules. Columbus, that's his name. I like Columbus's rules for surviving the zombie apocalypse. I do like that. Some of the jokes are hit and miss in this one, but there's some great jokes in there as well. Like I said, Tallahassee just looking for Twinkies. I don't know why. That just makes me laugh every single time. I absolutely love that. Like I said, the runtime in this one is pretty short. I think it's like an hour and 30 minutes. It's a short movie. It's a movie that if you had a bad day, watch this. It's one of those movies that is funny, but also says, hey, your life could be so much worse. You could be in a zombie apocalypse. It's just so much fun. I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give this one a 6 out of 10. The jokes are not always perfect for me, and I don't love. Again, I don't love Jesse Eisenberg as a character. He's a lead character. So I don't necessarily love this one. I didn't even talk about the Bill Murray thing. The Bill Murray cameo, fantastic. I absolutely love that Bill Murray's last line in this movie is, I regret Garfield, or whatever he says. I absolutely love that. It's so great. So yeah, you know what? I talked myself out again. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10, guys. All sevens so far. Nope, Looper was an 8. Never mind. Almost all sevens. 7 out of 10. This is an enjoyable movie, a one that I watch every few years. I find it funny. Now, Zombieland Double Tap. If I watch the first one, you got to watch the second one, right? I love this one so much more than the first. And I don't know why, because not that much has changed from the first one. And I know more people like the first one than the second one. I love the second one. I think the second one is so funny. I don't find Jesse Eisenberg's character, Columbus, quite as annoying this time around. I feel like I forget Emma Stone's character's name, but Emma and Columbus together I feel like it calms him down a bit. I don't know. He's a little bit less annoying in this one. Tallahassee, again, great. I can't remember Abigail's name either, but Abigail, great as well. I love that this movie took so long to make, and I love the time that has passed for this movie. I absolutely love it. I love the character growth between all the characters too. I love some of the character growth that isn't growth. Like Emma's character is still kind of just this non-trusting kind of human being. Tallahassee still his goofy, crazy self, but he has grown. He's turned into a father figure for Abigail. Columbus, like I said, he's a little less annoying in this one, and Abigail's just like a teenager in a zombie apocalypse. So yeah. I have to talk about Madison, played by Zoe Dush. I can't say her name. She's a character that could be so annoying that you hate the entire movie. I absolutely love her in this movie. I think she is flippin' hilarious. This movie makes me laugh like quadruple the amount of times I laughed in the first one. And most of it has to do with Madison's character, where she is like getting in the van and she has all these packages and Tallahassee's throwing her crap. When she's just talking in the car, the favorite laugh that I have for some stupid reason is when they're at the little hippie spot and Tallahassee says, "I'm going off on my own," and she's like, "I don't remember your name, old man, but bye." And then someone says Tallahassee, goes, "Goodbye, Sally Fassy," or something like that. I die laughing. I don't know why I find that so funny. It's just the way she says it and how dramatic she is. Just, "Bye, Sally. I don't know. I love it. I just absolutely love it. I think her and Jesse Eisenberg needing to be a couple for a brief moment of the movie when Emma and Abigail run off is unnecessary, especially since Emma just comes right back. That part can just kind of be like clipped out of the movie. Let's just have Abigail run away from home because she wants to be on her own, and have Jesse and Emma stay together. I didn't see the need in that. And then have Madison just pop up. She's running away from a zombie apocalypse, and they're just like, well, we can't kill her. We can't let her die alone. And then they go, oh no, we wish we could let her die alone. I just didn't think that needed to be there. The cheating, she's not even cheating. She leaves. She dumps him, kind of. The point is, I didn't think she needed to be in a relationship with Jesse Eisenberg's character. I think just have her there. I don't know. Let's see. Where am I at? The story in this one, I do think is maybe I'm not going to say it's weaker. It's messier, I would say. There's a lot going on with this one. We have Abigail Breslin's character wanting to grow up. You have the Jesse Eisenberg, Madison, Emma triangle. You got Tallahassee. He's got his new love interest. The entire bit with the doppelgangers, I absolutely love that. I wish the doppelgangers hadn't turned into zombies and had stayed in the rest of the movie. I absolutely love that. Tallahassee's love interest, is it Rosario Dawson that plays him? I forget. Fantastic. I love that. Um, yeah. I also found the ending of this one just to be a little too much almost. It becomes kind of like your stereotypical movie where we're just gonna trap all the zombies and kill as many as we can kind of thing. It felt like a superhero movie really by the end, and it didn't need to be that. It could have been more small story, smaller scale. So I don't necessarily love the ending, but it still works. It's not even. It's almost a nitpick for me. It's not a bad ending. I enjoy the ending. It just almost doesn't need to be that way. Um, yeah, it just almost doesn't feel necessary. I love the characters that come in too. I love that there's so much of this Elvis stuff. How they go to Elvis's house. I love how they go to the Elvis hotel. Just all the Elvis stuff. I love that. Um, yeah, guys, I thoroughly enjoy this movie. Again, I like this more than the first one by quite a bit. I laugh so much more. I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10, guys. I really do enjoy this movie. This is a movie I think I will watch more than the first one. I think I've seen this one already 4 or 5 times, already beating the first Zombieland. Like I could watch this again today. I don't know. It's just some of the laughs. Again, all the Madison stuff just makes me roll with laughter. I know some people would probably find her annoying. I just don't. I think she's hilarious in this movie, and I love every moment that she's on screen. I really do. Next up, guys, Marcel the Shell with the shoes on, catching up on the Oscar stuff, guys. First thing I want to say though with this is it's not really an animated movie. There's a lot of live action stuff in this with stop motion animation. So I don't know if this one should be nominated for best animated. That does kind of bug me a little bit. It is a really sweet, beautiful tale though that I really enjoyed. Um, I did not. I'm not usually the kind of person that I did not know that it was a mockumentary. I don't usually always love the mockumentary kind of style. Uh, it worked in this one. I liked it quite a bit. Um, I also found this movie just be very beautiful, filled with a lot of heart. I love Marcel as a character. I love the voice that Jenny Slate uses for this character. I had no clue this started out as like little YouTube shorts. No clue about that. Um, this movie almost doesn't feel like it should be for kids. There was kids in the theater that I watched this at. They seemed very uninterested by this movie. It's the adults that were really enjoying it and laughing at it. Very funny too at moments. Some really great like one-liner kind of things. Like there's a moment where they're in the car and Marcel throws up, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Do you throw it up in your car often?" or something like that. And it was very sweet, very funny, and I really enjoyed that. It's only like 90 minutes. It's a short, sweet little film. Um, it does feel a little bit longer than that. I think that's the mockumentary in it. It just makes it feel longer for me for some reason. I'm not a big mockumentary kind of guy. Um, yeah, it's a very enjoyable movie. Again, I don't necessarily know if kids are gonna love this movie. It's cute, adorable. I enjoyed it. I'll give this one 8 out of 10. It's a very good movie, very solidly done. Like I said, the pacing feels a little off. It feels a little long. I just don't fully love the mockumentary kind of style, but it works enough for this movie. And I really enjoyed Marcel the Shell with shoes on. If you have not seen this one, the Oscars are tomorrow. Watch it. It's on Showtime right now, I believe. Next up, guys, I of course watched Spider-Man: No Way Home once again, the more fun edition because it was on Stars, and why not? I've talked about this movie so many times. You guys probably don't even want to hear me talk about it anymore. I will briefly talk about it again though. I love this movie so much, guys. I love this movie so freaking much. I love that they brought back the villains from other Spider-Man movies. I love that they brought back the other Spider-Mans. I love how they used the other Spider-Men. I love how they used the other villains, besides like basically Lizard and Sandman, because they're kind of not fully used a lot. Um, but I do like that. Aunt May, everything with Aunt May is great. Her death is so warranted. I love how basically this trilogy was his origin story. I love that. Ned, MJ, amazing, great characters. I love that little trio of friendship there. Only thing I don't love about this movie is just Doctor Strange just kind of deciding really quickly to just do the spell without first saying, okay, this is what the spell is going to do. Are you sure about this? And instead, he just, yeah, let's do the spell. Nobody's going to know who you are anymore, Spider-Man. And then we have the whole Aunt Happy and Aunt May and Ned and MJ and blah, 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 blah. Like, besides that, I love this movie. I just love this movie. I love the action sequences. I love the heart in this movie. This movie does have a lot of heart. I love just everything about this movie. Um, I like a lot of moments of the extended edition, especially the banter between all the Spider-Mans. The one thing I cannot stand with the extended edition, though, is this Betty Brant talk show stuff. Take out all this extended Betty Brant stuff out. Besides the end credits. I like the end credits Betty Brant thing. That was good. Everything else is garbage, in my opinion. I just could not stand it. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it, guys. I love this movie. It's so good. It's so much fun. It has so much heart. It makes you cry. It makes you laugh. Just so many good moments in this movie. I really, really do enjoy it. I'm not going to talk too much more about this one because I have quite a few more movies here that we need to talk about. And yeah, I want to make sure we talk enough about some of these other movies here. Next up, guys, Cocaine Bear, a movie I was pretty excited for, actually. I love the idea of this movie. Elizabeth Banks has been very missed with me for her directing. Her 2 movies she's done before this, Pitch Perfect 2 and Charlie's Angels, were fine. Nothing spectacular. But I was still very excited for this one just because of the premise. Um, Guys, I kind of had a blast with this one. Is it dumb? Yeah. Are all the characters kind of dumb? Yeah. But it works. It's so funny. It is the perfect movie to just drink and have a good time. I also want to say this. I had a terrible movie going experience watching this movie. The theater was all 50-year-old plus people. All of them were talking the entire movie. There was literally a man in the same aisle as me voice texting the entire plot of the movie to someone on his phone who actually even called during the movie. He talked on the phone for a brief second and said, hold on, I don't want to disrupt the movie. Let me go back to texting you. Blah, 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 blah. The entire movie. And I was about ready to fucking stab him. Excuse my French. And excuse my violence. It'll lead into the next movie we're going to talk about. But it was driving me nuts. Yeah, people say that kids are the problems nowadays. No, it's adults too. It's older people. Um, I, I have never had kids voice talk the entire movie. I just, wow. Come on, guys. You paid how much money to go to the theater to see this movie? Watch the movie. If you're bored, fine, leave. Go sneak into another movie. Like, I just can't stand that. I just cannot stand that. Um, Guys, it drove me nuts. Okay, let's continue talking. So this is a movie that is inspired by true events. The true event is that there really was drugs that were dropped, a man who did die parachuting, a bear did ingest quite a bit of cocaine and immediately died, basically. That is the end of the true story. The movie goes into now that the bear, though, ate all this cocaine and went crazy and started killing a bunch of people. It's a blast. It really is. It's just a fun movie. So many characters in this. There's a good half hour of no bear in this movie. Half hour, 45 minutes maybe even, of just no bear. It's a lot of character introduction, a lot of talking with people, getting introduced to people. That could have been cut a little bit short. I get why it's there, though, to introduce the characters, make us care, and blah, 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 blah. There does not need to be as much, excuse me, character, people work as there is. There really just does not need to be that much. So, yeah, that I will say is a little bit of a negative for me. Well, quite a big negative, because it takes up a good chunk of the movie. When it gets into, though, the bear being on cocaine, just killing people, it's just so much fun. It feels like an 80s kind of movie. The comedy moments are that 80s kind of feel. It's over the top. It's ridiculous. It's totally dumb. But I had so much fun, and I was laughing throughout the entire movie. It is pretty gory, too. But oh my God, it was so funny. The bear For the most part, looks really good. There's moments where you can tell he's totally a CGI bear. Um, but other moments that are just great too. Um, some of the things the bear does while on cocaine is just absolutely hilarious. I just had so much fun with this movie. I really did. Um, there's also characters that show up at the beginning of the movie and then kind of leave, and that's just it with them. Like, I don't know why they're in the movie. It makes no sense why they're in the movie, and they kind of show up in the back of the movie, and then just some stupid things with some character work for sure here. Um, I just had so much fun. It's only an hour and a half long, so it's nothing crazy. It's just a good, dumb, fun time. I mean, it's just fun. That's all I got to say about this one. And it's brutal. It's gory at times. Uh, I'm gonna stick with the number I've been pretty much on the entire time here. I'm gonna say 7 out of 10 on this one. It's a good, fun, dumb movie, but I had so much fun watching it. I laughed throughout it. I just wish the people in my theater weren't dumbheads. Let's continue talking about movies, shall we? Oh, so guys, I'm gonna talk about the new Scream here. For this first part here, while this poster is up, I will be non-spoiling this. When this poster is up, I will start spoiling Scream for you guys. So, Scream 6. First of all, I will say this. I watched Scream 5. I went and saw Scream 6 last night. So I saw Scream 5 on Thursday night. I just talked about all these movies not even 6 months ago, so you can go back and check out that video if you want. Scream 5, I really did enjoy it. There's a lot of great kills in Scream 5. I knew exactly who the characters were for the most part, kind of, that were the killers, I think. Um, but I had so much fun with Scream 5. There's also a lot of things that are just kind of unbelievable, like people being able to completely kill the way they are doing and such like that. So I really enjoyed Scream 5 quite a bit, and I was super excited for Scream 6. And I ended up liking Scream 6 a lot more than I thought I was going to. I think this is better than Scream 5. I have been talking to friends today, and they do not agree with me. They, for example, said they knew exactly who the killers were. Killers were. I had no clue. I had suspicions, but it kept throwing me off guard to the point that I was like, okay, maybe it's not that person. Uh, this movie did a great job of throwing me off. I, I had so much fun with this one. Guys, this movie is also gory as heck. This is the most brutal kills that I've seen in a Scream movie, and I absolutely loved it. Um, Nev Campbell is not in this one. They have a good enough reason for it that it didn't feel out of place. I would say like Creed 3 did a worse job of making it unbelievable that Rocky would be there than Scream 6 had with Sidney Prescott not being there. So that totally worked for me. Kirby comes back, Hayden Panettiere, I don't know how you say her name. Absolutely love her in this movie. Great addition again to the cast after having been in 4. Some people that I did not know were in this movie. I'm not even going to say their names. They're on the poster right now. But there was people that I had no clue were in this movie, and I was like, "Holy cow, that's awesome!" And I absolutely loved their roles in this movie. This movie has such a fantastic opening, guys. The best opening in a Scream movie, in my opinion. It just immediately subverted expectations and didn't do the same thing that all the other movies have done. It does something different, kind of like how Scream 4 had the weird, crazy introduction that it had. This movie has a crazy introduction, and I absolutely loved it. Um, this ghost face is brutal, though. There is just some intense kills, some really intense, scary scenes. There's a scene in the bodega, scene on the train, the ladder scene that you've seen in the trailers. Some really great, terrifying scenes in this movie. New characters that come in, they're great. Some people are saying the end of this is cheesy and over the top. I disagree. I think it totally works with the rest of the movie and the tone of the movie. I will say people should be dead in this movie, and they're not. There's really not people dying that should be dying. I feel like the only people that die in this movie are kind of characters that we don't even know the names for. They're just people. Um, like, just people that you see for 30 seconds and they're killed. Nobody, well, oh, what? Oh, Mr. Chester. Nobody, I don't know, they're just, not enough of the major people are dying in this movie. They're just getting gutted and they're like, oh, no, we're fine. I just got gutted. It's fine. Who cares? They're still up and going and it makes no sense. So I will say that is a big negative for this movie. Um, yeah, guys, I had so much fun with this one. I really did. I love this movie. There's also something that they did in Scream 5 that I did not love in Scream 5 that is returned to this one. I just do not like it. There's less of it in this one. I'll talk about my spoilers, but I hope that I think it's already been announced there's going to be a Scream 7. I hope that we stop with that because it's just annoying to me. I can't stand it. But yeah, guys, Scream 6, I really had so much fun. I don't want to say anything more to spoil anything. I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10, though, guys. I really did enjoy this one. So, guys, we're going to move on to spoilers because it is time to spoil this movie. I got this poster last night, actually. They were handing it out at the theater. And I will say, I have been really hard on Regal. Last night, Regal did great. They were ready with 3D glasses. They actually handed it to me, not told me to go get it in a box that I could not find. And then they gave me a poster, and that was really nice. And I'm going to totally frame this poster because I love this poster. So yeah, guys, spoiler time. The opening, absolutely fantastic. I love that we start with the kill. Absolutely great. I thought, oh my God, are they going to immediately show who Ghostface is? Are they going to take off the mask? I went, no way, no way, no way. They take off the mask. It's Tony Revolori. Hey, Chester, off the computer. Good boy. Good boy. I could not believe that. I had no clue. Tony, whatever his name is. I'm just so bad with names, guys. I apologize. I could not believe that he was in the movie. I just did not know it. I absolutely love that he's like this new Ghostface. I love that he's headed back to his apartment and then he's Ghostfaced by Ghostface. I loved the brutal nature of his roommate being in the fridge like that. Or was it? I was confused. Is it just a roommate or are they like boyfriends? They're like, he called himself Honey or something, Sweetie Pie or something. I was confused by that. Maybe they're just playful roommates. I don't know. Either way, whatever. But it just, I was like, is this the first gay Ghostface? Yeah, I was just curious about that. Yeah, what a great opening, guys. I just love that opening. I love that we saw Sam, like literally talking to Ghostface, Tony's character. Love that. I think his name's Jason. So yeah, guys, that opening was just so good. Mr. Chester, you behave yourself. He doesn't love dogs necessarily. And yeah. Hey, no growling. I'm training him. He's doing a lot better. You're doing really good, aren't you, Chester? Yeah. He just wants to go to the window and check him out. No barking or growling, though. Good boy. So yeah, guys, I absolutely love that introduction. I thought it was fantastic. And then getting into the relationship between Tara and Sam, it totally made sense to me that Tara, after everything she went through as a child with her dad leaving, her sister leaving, that she's just like, yep, I went through this trauma. I'm not going to let it hold on to me forever. I'm going to move forward with my life. And how Sam was like, no, this is something I got to hold on to. And then the fact that she's just this internet person that is hated and this controversy, all that stuff, totally bought that. I totally liked where they went with that. And then yeah, basically just getting into everything, guys. The party they go to, and then after the party is that bodega scene where they're in that store. It is so intense. It totally reminded me of like Jurassic Park and the Velociraptor scene. I absolutely thought that scene was just perfect, so beautifully done. And then they're back at the apartment with that ladder sequence, which was fantastic. That girl, though, the girlfriend, let's talk about that. She is literally like gutted open. She's gutted open. And she is still having the strength to get up halfway through that ladder before she falls to her death. I just do not buy that. Her guts are spilling all over the place. It should have just been go, I'm dying. There's no way I'm getting out of this alive. Go, I'm going to hold the door. And instead, she's on the ladder. I just didn't buy that. And then, holy crap, she is just brutally murdered. How she falls and slams her head on the garbage dumpster and crap. But that entire ladder sequence was just fantastic. I loved that ladder sequence. And then from there, where are we going to really? There's the whole sequence with Gail and her fight. What a fantastic fight. I'm glad she didn't get killed off. I definitely think from what, I mean, she got stabbed quite a bit, but I think she could have survived that, especially since it was some of the same stuff I feel like Dewey has survived with. So I was okay with that. I love her last lines of just tell Sydney he didn't get me. I love that. That's the last time we see her in the movie. That's kind of incredible. I like what we did with Sydney Prescott here. She took her kids and her husband. They're in a safe spot. They don't want to be involved in this. There's no reason for Sydney Prescott to come to New York. Woodsboro, I can see it. Dewey had just died. She had to come back to Woodsboro. It's her hometown. I understood why she came back in Scream 5. She does not need to be in Scream 6. I didn't see the point of it. Gail made sense. She literally was living in New York before any of these other characters moved to New York. It just made sense. It made sense the characters moved to New York. They went from teeny tiny town in Woodsboro to New York. I totally got that. So it made sense for Gail to be there. Sidney Prescott does not need to be there. I totally like that Kirby is now this FBI agent and was there to help solve this case, figure out who the ghost killer was. Why she wouldn't have been in Scream 5 then, though. I don't know, maybe she was in school. FBI agents have to go to school for a long time, right? She was still growing up. I mean, she was still in her, she could have just turned 30. I don't know. This movie takes place 6 months after the fifth one. Who cares? I don't care. So yeah. And then we get into that train sequence, guys. Train sequence was probably my favorite part of the movie. It is so intense. I was holding my breath the entire time. I felt like I was just going to pass out from holding my breath. It was so beautifully done. I absolutely loved it. No, in real life, if someone got stabbed on a train, would people notice? Yeah, someone would notice. But the way it's done, it was just beautiful. And then getting to the end, guys. First of all, I liked the little lair thing. And I liked that we had all this stuff from the other movies. So I didn't necessarily know for sure who the killers were the entire time. I kept guessing. When that line is said that, how did someone get all this? Police officers can easily be, police officers like money. They can easily have a change of heart or whatever it was. Then I went, okay, it's either Kirby or Bailey. I had a feeling that was one of those two. But as the movie went on, I just constantly wasn't sure. And I was trying to figure out what their motivation would be. Kirby, I guess, would make sense in a sense. She already went through all this, so it could be her. Maybe she just went crazy after the events of the fourth movie. Bailey, I kind of assumed. And the way I thought of it, I went, if he is the killer, it's Amber's dad. The girl from the last movie, I think her name was Amber. Her dad is what I was guessing. I was not thinking it was Richie's dad. That for me, and how they're all a little family. This is just a revenge one. I didn't necessarily loved that, but I went with it, and it still fits for me and what the rest of the Scream movies are. All these movies have been campy towards the end, over the top and ridiculous, but I just think it worked for me, especially considering what the other movies are. And so yeah, again, I have some of the same issues I had with the fifth one, where like Amber completely rips Dewey like in half. She does not have this. A high school girl does not have the strength to do that. Little wimpy college boy who's a virgin. Yeah, I don't buy that he did some of the things that he did in this movie. I don't buy that little sex positive girl had the energy and the strength to do some of the things that she does. I just don't buy that necessarily, but you go with it. It's a Scream movie. Who cares? I loved how brutal these deaths were. Chad is dead, guys. Come on. you have two ghosts coming at him, literally ripping him like in half, essentially. And he's been lying there for what, an hour, half hour, or something like that. Come on, he's dead. There's no way he's alive by the end of the movie. And I also like Samantha grabbing her father's scream mask or ghost face mask, putting that on and such like that. I liked that. Thing I don't like though, that is in the fifth and in this one, is her seeing her dad's ghost. I don't like it. Is it cool seeing that actor? Or is it Skeet? I think Skeet something. Yes, that is really cool. But come on, no, 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 no. And then also Ethan. He gets stabbed quite a bit by Tara's character, and he also gets up one more time, and then is finally killed with the smash of a TV. He was dead the freaking first time Tara was done with him. I just didn't like that. So yeah, guys, people should just be dead throughout a lot of this movie. The weird stuff with Billy Loomis's ghost, I don't need to see that. That's really about it, guys. I don't. It is silly, but so were all the rest of the other Scream movies. Billy Loomis and Stu at the end of the first one are so over the top and ridiculous. But that's what the movie is. Same thing with Billy Loomis's mother. Same thing with the director in the third one. Same thing with Emma Roberts' character. All of them have been ridiculous and over the top. I don't understand why people are so upset with it. I think it's in line with the tone of the other movies. So, personally, I have not seen issues with that myself. I just really enjoyed this movie. I love that they're in New York. I love that subway and the bodega sequence. I love the ladder bit. I love the bits that take place in New York. The alleyway at the beginning of the movie. I just really had fun with this movie, guys. I want to go see it again. I did see this one in 3D. There is no reason to see this movie in 3D. The only reason why they're doing that is because of Avatar, I feel like. Just trying to bring 3D back so that they can make extra money again. There was only like 2 showtimes yesterday that had 3D, and that just happened to be the one that I could get into because I worked during the day yesterday. So, yeah. I had to go see it in 3D, kind of. There's no point to it. Don't go pay to see this in 3D. Don't spend extra money. But yeah, guys, that's about all I really have to talk about with this one. I'm excited for a 7th, if they do make a 7th. I think they have technically announced it. So I will definitely go see Scream 7. I love these movies. They're so much fun. They're campy, and I love the meta nature of these movies. I should talk about Mandy is her name. Girl who explains everything. I absolutely love her. I love how she's like, I'm with Ethan, aka Ghostface. I love how she's constantly getting stuff right and then wrong and wrong and right. I love her character. Yeah, I love the core 4, as you call them. Chad should 100% be dead, though. I liked his character. I liked his bit, but good God, he's dead. No way he's getting back up. And it's just at the end, they're like, oh no, he's actually okay. They found him. He's great. No. So yeah, guys, other than that, really enjoyed this movie. 8 out of 10. I really did enjoy this one. Chester's getting angsty here, so I guess I gotta go take him for a WALK or something. But yeah, guys, that is my movies for this week. I am going to go see the final Best Picture movie that I have not seen yet in theaters tonight. So I think sometime this week I'm going to do a ranking of the Best Picture movies. And then next week hopefully I'll have a video with more movies that I've seen and basically the last week into this week because I'm just that behind. I wanted to make sure I talked about Scream though because it's just the newer movie. I want to make sure I talk about it. So yeah, guys, that is it for this episode of Covering Movies. Keep on having your beers, all that fun jazz. Keep playing with your doggies. Yeah, doggies are great. I love you. I love my buddy Chester here. He's just he's a good boy. He's had issues with our dogs and stuff like that, but we're working on it, aren't we, Chester? We're working on it. Yeah. And he's my movie dog. We watch a lot of movies together, don't we? Yeah. Yes. All right, guys. You guys have yourself a great week. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Tip your waiters, and when I mean tip them, I mean push those suckers, because you know what? They don't need money. They don't need any money. They're just fine. You push them. Don't do that, actually. Tip them nicely. You know, waiters work their butts off, and you need to appreciate them. I'm kind of stalling because I want this movie to be exactly 50 minutes long. This one went a little longer than usual. I apologize about that. And we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Bye, guys.